The amazing drama you're about to see is a matter of human record. You may believe it or not, but the real people who lived this story, they believe it. They know. They took that one step beyond.
Your son is dying, my lord.
Dying? How can he be dying? Jamie! Jamie, lad, what's this stupid old fool talking about? Oh, get up, Jamie. Come, we'll pull their foolish old beards and send them running. Jamie. Lad. They told me you were the cleverest physician in all Europe. And this man's been with me for 20 years. And yet you stand here, the two of you in your velvet robes, like a couple of scrawny old women.
I have bled the boy 7 times with leech and lancet. I have used lotions and emetics and plasters.
If he's dying, you've done nothing. How could he be dying? My oldest son. My dearest son. How could he be dying? The Black Death could not kill him. It killed his mother. It killed his younger brothers, all except one. My daughter. But not Jamie.
Yes, he seemed a strong young man. At first I was hopeful.
At first I was hopeful. How can you stand there and take his death so lightly?
My lord.
Why is he dying?
I don't know, my lord.
You don't know?
At first I thought it was a turgid condition of the blood.
You don't know? You calmly tell me he's dying. And you don't know why?
My lord.
You're a fraud.
I have treated princes and kings.
Oh, worse than a fraud. What are these?
My medicines, of course.
All your poisons. When you came here 12 days ago, my son was ill, but he wasn't dying.
Well,
what have you done with him?
My lord, I cannot accept such an insinuation. With my lord's permission, I will leave at once.
No, you will not, please. Stop him. What is this, a plot? A plot against me? No, my lord. Because of Jamie. Through Jamie. Do you hope to get at me? What have you been paid? No. Come on, tell me, what have you been promised? Very well. One thing I'll promise you. The day that Jamie is buried, each one of you will be buried.
I must remind my lord that I am under the protection of the Prince of Padua.
You are in my castle, Mr. Physician. The Prince of Padua is a long way away.
But I have done everything I could. This is so unfair.
Jamie! There, lad, rest now. Now take it easy. Take it easy.
In his delirium, he has called this woman's name constantly. I asked the servants. They say there was a young girl of that name living in your village for some months. They say the young man was most fond of the girl.
Most fond? Idle women's chatter. She was a pretty thing. She had a bright way with her. But she meant nothing to my son.
And yet he constantly speaks her name as he lies dying.
What has the girl got to do with it?
I think a great deal, my lord. Why did you send her away?
Her father was a wheelwright. He had completed his business in the village. He moved on.
The servants say otherwise.
And so, you would prefer to listen to the servants?
The boy will certainly die. I do not wish to be murdered, my lord. Why was the girl sent away?
I told Jamie to give her up. And he defied me. For the first time in his life, he defied me.
A loving son defying his father.
The girl had bewitched him.
My lord.
What are you trying to say?
How soon after the girl was sent away did the illness begin?
I don't know. A week, I suppose.
Scarce 3 days, my lord.
Well, if you know, why do you ask me?
For almost 30 years I have practiced my arts. I have cut for the stone successfully more than 100 times. I have cured the plague, even after the carbuncles appeared. I have trepanned into the skulls of princes, releasing the noxious vapors, and they have prospered. But, my lord, when I am faced with this... Mark the way he breathes, as though all the tubes in his body had been knotted. I have seen such agony before, my lord. In Naples, in Lausanne, in a village near Lyon. Each time the victim died. Each time I was helpless.
Why?
My lord just spoke the word.
What word?
Bewitched.
Are you trying to save yourself?
If you think so, kill me now, my lord.
She's just an ordinary girl. She's not a vagabond. She's not a gypsy.
In Geneva, I saw 2 children, aged no more than 10, and of a splendid merchant family, whose acts of witchcraft were beyond belief.
Oh. Jamie!
My lord.
No, Jamie! No!
It is not his physicians you must punish, my lord.
Find the girl. Bring her to me.
Liar! 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 Liar!
Silence!
Continue. I found her dancing in an open field. I came upon her suddenly. She didn't see me. It was a strange kind of a dance she did, the like of which I've never seen before. And as she danced, she laughed and uttered strange cries. And then the skies were full of clouds, and it started to rain. And I was terrible frightened.
I have danced many times, and I was always laughing. And why not? I was happy. I was in love, and I was loved.
The maid will remain quiet.
How could I not laugh and sing when Jamie loved me?
Silence!
No matter how many of his witnesses lie, I did not harm him. How could I harm my darling Jamie?
Tell the court all that you told me.
Well, my lord,
You told me she caused all the milk suddenly to turn sour.
She did.
And you saw imps flying in the air above her head.
On 2 occasions, my lord, I did.
And like all the other witnesses, didn't you see me whirl a cat in the air and disappear after saying magic words?
My oldest son is lying dead. And the witch mocks me.
Catherine, with thine own hands, thou hast placed thy mark in the black book of perpetual death. Thou art a sorcerer and a witch. Now then, Catherine, hear the awesome sentence of this civil court. thou shalt be remitted forthwith into the hands of the public executioner.
No, no.
To be taken to an open field, 100 rods from the castle gates. There thou shalt be bound to a wooden stake with leather thongs and burned.
No!
Take her!
First you take him from me, and now you kill me!
Take her away!
As much as I loved him, that's how much I hate you! If it's true, if I do possess the power you see, I curse you! And I curse all that follow you and bear your name! Since Jamie, your firstborn son, died before his father, so will it be in every generation!
Take her!
I
Take her
curse
away!
you!
Burn
I
her!
curse you!
Burn her!
I curse you! 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 I curse you!
When?
It's almost over, I'm afraid.
How much longer?
Who knows? About an hour, at the most.
Well,
Hey everybody, Annie Aiello here, lead singer and producer of Always Olivia Tribute.
Suddenly, the wheels are in motion, and I'm ready to say any ocean.
We are proud to announce that we are 2023 Tribute Artist of the Year nominees for the prestigious Josie Music Awards.
Let me be there in your morning, let me be there in your night. Hopelessly devoted to you. Nobody wants to love you. Don't stay.
You know, I've always been a fan of Olivia's since the age of 7. I still have her original vinyl album that my father gave me. And Olivia's always been an inspiration to me. She's always been both a musical inspiration and an inspiration as a woman and as a philanthropic and benevolent and very generous woman. And so it is my hope and my desire that through Always Olivia Tribute, we can in some small way carry on her legacy and the impact that she's had in our world through her music and through all the good she's done through cancer research and cancer awareness, specifically breast cancer for many, many women around the world.
That it's coming from my heart and not my head.
You are watching Fox Valley Entertainment TV.
Love is running deeper than the night, stronger than the north wind blood. Suddenly, the wheels are in motion, and
My name is Mark Weiss, and I am the founder and president of an organization called Comic Books for Kids. 6 years ago this month, we embarked on a journey of passion and heart. Our goal was to make a difference for children in hospitals and cancer centers. Little could we have ever imagined the response we have now. Starting with just hopes and dreams, we had no money for our mission. We had no product to give to the hospitals, and we had only called a couple hospitals and asked them, if we were to provide you with comic books, would you be interested? And they said yes. So we embarked on a one-year journey to make a difference for these kids. We realized that even though we can't take away the reason these children are in hospitals, we can perhaps, while they are there, let them fly like a superhero, be princes and princesses, and embark on a mystical and magical journey to take them away from where they are in that hospital bed. Today, and thanks to your support, we are thrilled to say that we are now the largest charity in the U.S., supporting well over 200 hospitals in all 50 states for not only comic books, but for other pop culture items like Funko Pops, action figures, coloring books, Spanish bilingual items, backpacks, and more. When we received materials that were inappropriate for the young ones, we started a sister charity called Comic Book for Troops, and overnight, we became the largest charity in the U.S. for these same items to all branches of the military. We want to thank our friends for providing us their support and for allowing us the means to make so many happy with their gracious give to us.
At Elgin Volkswagen, you spend less and get more. Take your pick from a huge selection of all the hard-to-find models. Visit us today on Randall Road and I-90, where you spend less and get more. That's Elgin Volkswagen.
Poor lad. Well, at least there's this to be said. That foolish superstition is finally being laid to rest. An oldest son is surviving his father. The Sunday papers will have to give up one of their favorite little tales.
Peter, if you could convince Will of that, it might save his sanity.
What?
Didn't you see his face?
He's very devoted to the Earl. He's feeling great sorrow.
And even greater terror.
Oh, now, Harriet, don't let's start that.
I know him. He's my husband. He's absolutely certain that he has less than an hour to live.
Will's an intelligent man.
Oh, Peter, intelligence has nothing to do with it. He feels that you passed the sentence of death on him. Will? Will? Oh, Will, darling.
Leave me alone.
For heaven's sakes, Will.
Why the delegation? Can't I just be by myself?
Well, you left the sick room in such a state. Harriet was a little worried about you. Now, look, Will, you really can't believe...
Can't I?
Will, darling, this isn't the Dark Ages. This is the 20th century.
Tell that to Uncle Francis and Great Uncle Peter. They both died in the 20th century.
Millions died in the war that killed Francis.
And thousands died of diphtheria in 1906, like Peter.
Yes, here.
And I suppose it's just one of those odd bits of chance that for 8 generations, the oldest
Well, it
son in his...
certainly wasn't because some stupid peasant girl cried out a curse, I'll tell you that.
Intellectually, I must believe you. Still, I'm absolutely certain that somehow, within the next hour, somehow, before my father dies, in the very best of health, at the tender age of 28, surrounded by my loved ones and my doctor, somehow I'm going to die!
This emotionalism is senseless. Now, look, Will, I'm going to prepare a sedative for you that will put you to sleep for a couple of hours.
No!
Don't tell me no. I'm your doctor.
Will, darling.
Go after him. Tell him I'll not take his sedative.
But, darling...
Do as I say!
Why, if it let you get some sleep?
Can't you imagine why? Don't you know what wonderful thoughts are whirling around in my head? How is young William to die? A bolt of lightning? There isn't even a cloud in the sky. Will I be run over by a train? Here in my own house? Or will the roof fall in? It's managed to stay up there for 800 years.
Oh, Will, you aren't going to die.
Or will my doctor make a mistake? Prescribe the wrong medicine, the wrong dosage.
Will, you're breaking my heart.
Or will my darling wife become weary of her babbling husband and take a shotgun down from a wall and put him out of his misery?
Stop it! Stop it! Stop it, Will! Oh, my darling. Oh, my darling.
Tell him no sedative.
Oh, and Harriet,
Yes.
check with the airport again, will you? See if you can find any new information on when Jamie's plane is due. Little brother Jamie. An Earl at 22. Not bad, eh?
Will, for heaven's sake, stop.
Of course, I do feel a pang of sadness for his firstborn.
Nothing's going to happen.
Perhaps he'll live longer than I did. How is it possible? How can I die? How? How?
Lord William, are you all right?
Go away!
Will,
I told you to leave me alone.
Your father just died. It happened very quickly just a few minutes ago. There wasn't even time to call you to the bedside.
How's that possible? How can it be?
You see? The curse was childish nonsense.
I feel as if... I don't know. I feel as if I'd just been born again. I feel as if a ton of rock had been lifted from my chest. He's dead. He's really dead. I can't tell you what these last minutes have been like. Oh, God.
I know, darling, I know.
I've died 10,000 times in this room, Harriet. Suddenly, everything's all right. Everything's all right. Did you hear that? Did you hear what I said?
Oh, Will, darling.
My father dies, and all I can feel is infinite relief.
Oh, you poor darling, you've been through so much.
He's dead, and all I want to say is thank God.
There now. There. Come, sit down. Sit down, darling. Come on, sit down. There. Don't cry. Now that it's all over, the doctor can give you that sedative. You can get some sleep. All right?
Yes. I want to sleep.
Yes, you sleep.
Harriet, I loved him.
Oh, I know.
I loved him.
I know, darling. I know. I know. There now. Everything will be all right. Everything will be all right. There, darling. Back in a minute. There.
Father. I'm working as fast as I can. Now, just you relax, or I'll give you a shot, too. When he wakes up, he'll be all right.
I hope so. I hope I've done the right thing.
Of course you did the right thing. Poor chap's been under a strain enough to kill a horse.
Father, I didn't want you to die. It's just... I was so afraid. Forgive me, Father. So it happened again. In 1951, William's younger brother opened the castle to tourists who come in droves to see the place where the firstborn son of each generation was cursed by a witch so many, many years ago. But certainly Catherine could not have been a witch. Certainly her trial was a farce, and her death a tragic injustice. But then why has her curse been so effective? Well, if we want to fall back on our old friend, coincidence, the odds on such a coincidence are 3 billion to 1. In any event, James, the present Earl of Culdain and William's younger brother, has never married. Curse or coincidence, the Culdain line will end with him. A clue about next week in one moment.
Fox Valley TV. You can be on Fox Valley TV by contacting programming at foxvalleytv.com. You can also go to foxvalleyentertainment.com to learn more.
Autumn breeze, blue skies and golden leaves, and I'll drive all day with not a care in the world. You're giving me butterflies, so I'll drive all day with not a care in the world. 'Cause with you by my side,